suggested is that it is lower than 10%.
Mrs. Sinclair McCalla admits that jobs will be cut, but insists that if government becomes more efficient, it will be able to cut costs. There are currently about 117,000 people working in 210 government entities. The wage bill this fiscal year is more than $136 billion. Prime Minister Bruce Golding has given the Transformation Unit 18 months to make the changes that will save the country money. The well-known book ship, the Logos Hope, docked in Montego Bay today. It will spend 4 weeks in the second city before sailing on to Kingston on Ash Wednesday, February 17. It will be the vessel's first trip to the island, but not the first time its Christian missionaries would have visited to spread their message.
On board, we have programs for children, we have programs for the youth, we will have programs for pastors, we have programs about HIV, AIDS, we will have workshops how to evangelize, we have workshops about translation of the Bible.
If you plan to visit the Logos Hope, expect a brand new experience. The onboard offerings have been expanded to include a live theatre, a cafe, and nearly twice as much space as the Logos 2, and with well over 7,000 titles to choose from. On shore, the Logos Hope missionaries will be partnering with Jamaica Broilers to repair showers for residents of the Trenchtown community in South St. Andrew. The Logos Hope leaves Kingston en route to the Bahamas on March 22. The missionaries were last here in 2006 aboard the Logos 2. And those were the stories making today's newscast. For more information, please visit our website at www.jis.gov.jm. Stay with us. Jamaica Magazine continues.
An earthquake can occur at any time, even while you're at work. If an earthquake occurs while you're at work, get on that table or stand in a doorway, holding on firmly to the doorframe or curl up against an inside wall. Once the shaking has stopped, leave your office briskly but orderly and assemble in an open area away from trees, power lines, or tall buildings. Do a head count by department to ensure that all workers are accounted for and check for injuries. Persons should not re-enter the building until they are informed that it is safe to do so by the authorities.
The year in review continues now with a look at the work of the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce in 2009.
Driving businesses, boosting productivity, the major events of 2009 in the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. This is Rewind 2009. Providing the framework for an investment-friendly environment is the business of the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce. Significant progress was made in 2009. It took the form of policy directives.
Government is now placing greater focus on the information communications technology ICT sector as a primary source for increasing foreign direct investment
and groundbreaking developments.
And we will be commencing shortly the construction of 200,000 square feet.
The effort was driven by the portfolio minister.
We believe we offer a great opportunity for investors.
But it was the business of all government agents and departments
to penetrate, to secure access to overseas markets.
Among the measures, the first Jamaica-UK Investment Forum put on in Westminster, London in February, the Jamaica Business Expo in South Florida led by Jamaica Trade and Invest, and Minister Samuda's working trip to Canada on May 19 to learn from the Canadians' business development experience. On the local front, the JTI brokered a memorandum of understanding with the International Trade Center to support the government's national export strategy. The design for that national export strategy was completed in March.
What we sought to do is to bring a wide range of opportunity for growth. Identify what are those sectors that have the best opportunity for growth, and again, to look at what the issues are that are affecting our ability to move forward.
On June 23, the ministry opened a one-stop shop to house all regulatory agencies under the Agriculture and Investment Ministries and the Jamaica Customs Department. Labeled the Jamaica Import-Export Inspection Center, its mission is to reduce overlaps and gaps in the import-export inspection process, so businesses have less hassle getting their products into overseas markets. Several export centers or business information points were also opened across the island. Their purpose is to boost Jamaica's national export performance by giving persons the tools to determine and provide what the market wants. The Caymanas Economic Zone came closer to fruition in 2009. A memorandum of understanding to attract investors was signed on August 25 between the ministry and the British Virgin Islands Intercontinental Capital Worldwide Limited. 30,000 Jamaicans ought to get jobs as a result of the Caymanas Economic Zone. This $2.5 billion initiative is to be built in St. Catherine. Then there was Yes Invest, a more grassroots approach to helping businesses and individuals realize the investment opportunities available in the country. Led by the Scientific Research Council, Yes Invest is focused on the nutraceutical industry.
My mission as the minister is to bring the facilities closer to the people who need it.
We have provided another $1 billion through the microfinancing institutions to lend to micro enterprises. I'm talking about those small people who they don't need $1 million to borrow.
That was just one of the measures taken in 2009 to help small businesses develop. It was hoped that the increased focus on MSMEs would help stimulate a speedy upturn in the economy.
We have to think outside the box. We have to deal with a new approach to financing small business.
So, school leavers got access to a $250 million fund to support entrepreneurial activities. The JTI signed a Memorandum of Understanding on July 1 with the Jamaica Stock Exchange to facilitate potential capital injection in small and medium-sized enterprises. The Jamaica Business Development Corporation opened what it calls Jamaica Business Information Centers, JAMBICs, across the island. And churches, service clubs, charities, non-governmental organizations, and non-profit associations got a reprieve. In September, the Companies Office of Jamaica, the COJ, launched its Charities Amnesty. It brought reduced rates of between 50% and 75% to file outstanding returns.
We are not in a position to take the kind of risk that would lead to the sort of shortages that was in existence about 1.5 years ago. In any instance where it is found that there is a practice of dumping cement, then the appropriate measures will be applied to protect the local producer. I want to make that very, very clear. The revised Treaty of Chaguaramas indicates that in order to overturn a decision of the courted, it requires that there be a majority from among a minimum of 3/4 of the membership.
Faced with a shortfall in local production, the ministry moved swiftly in 2009 to engineer a free flow of cement into the construction industry. The CARICOM Council for Trade and Economic Development, COTED, was asked to suspend the common external tariff on cement importation to Jamaica for 1 year. The application took into consideration the need to supply the construction industry and protect local cement production at the same time. When COTED rejected Jamaica's application, Minister Samuda and his team mounted a strong appeal and got prepared to take the matter to the next heads of government meeting if necessary. At the same time, those guilty of anti-competitive business practices in the industry found themselves in the crosshairs of the ministry.